There's a partridge drumming fairly close up in here somewhere. I haven't seen many partridges for the last 6-8 months. Used to see them all the time along here. We'd flush them out. Insley would. And I saw one 2 days ago, and now I hear one. So that's good. What do you see? I don't see a thing, like usual. Yeah. That's a hawk. Snow is all gone. Every year I'm surprised when I discover that. When did this happen? How quietly it happens. Happy Sunday to you. 4 days ago, I had an itchy spot on my chest. Lightly itchy. But it increased in itchiness over the next 24 hours. Got really noticeable. Intense itch. I put cortisone on it, quieted it down. But I've been plagued on and off for years with inexplicable itches here and there. Then yesterday afternoon, I felt a little itch on my butt. All right, kind of a little bump there. It was beginning to swell a little bit, like the one on my chest. But all right, okay. An hour later, I felt a tiny little itch on my right hip. I couldn't see it. Put my finger down there and kind of touched it. Felt a little tiny bump. And I thought, no, it couldn't be. This is still first half of April. It couldn't be. Well, I wrangled around and looked down. I finally saw this tiny dark spot. Got my fingernails under it and pulled it off. Yep, deer tick. And I'm overjoyed because that means we're into spring finally. The ticks are back. And that means everything is right in the world, albeit about 3 weeks early, but that's okay. So now I'm protecting myself. It's wonderful to be back in that routine, the routines of spring and summer. I've ordered a couple big jugs of permethrin spray for clothing, even though I almost didn't order it because it seems ineffective to me. You know, I've gone out walking, looked down at my jeans, and there's a tick crawling up the jeans, not offended at all at the permethrin that I've sprayed. I'm pleased to have my friends, the ticks, back. About 3:45 this morning, laying there beginning to anticipate getting up when I hear the Mac chime and starting up. Freedom! But before that could occur, I hear Insley get down from the love seat, trudge into the entryway, and of course, over the next 2.5 hours, she threw up 9 times. I don't know what is going on with that, what to do about it, what is causing that. And the first one she threw up was most of her kibble still largely intact from 7 hours earlier. That worries me. Should have been gone from her stomach by then. So I'm keeping her close to me. The only theory I've got is that yesterday she was out of sight for a few minutes. I lose track of her. I'm walking along and she always catches up. But what is she getting into and eating? That's the only theory I've got, that she's discovering something delicious and rancid and rotten. So I was coming out here today to make sure I kept her nearby, within sight. And I promptly forgot that until just now. I don't want to have to do that to her. I like, for her sake, being able to be free. I'm going to try to get an electric bike, an e-bike. Been giving quite a lot of thought to, I need something to be able to tow my wagon full of my tools, chainsaw, all of my stuff that I use when I go out in the woods to trim, cut, do stuff. Now that the ATV is gone and not coming back, I just can't, well, here, I want an e-bike, and I'm justifying it in my own mind. That is not my neighbor. That sound should be coming right through there. These gunshots are coming where there are no people. Solid state land for 4 or 5 miles that way. I like the idea of an e-bike for using it for work around the property. And just like I would do with the ATV on occasion, get on the ATV and come over here to the field and just cruise around a little bit, recreationally, without justification of I'm doing work, so it's okay. I've thought about a riding lawnmower, which would make a lot more sense maybe than an e-bike. Because mowing the driveway, for one thing, would be really helpful to have a riding mower, used of course. I could hook the wagon up to it, do everything I could do with the ATV. But an e-bike, they make them with electric motors that are quite robust. And they make trailers, equipment for that's where she was yesterday when I finally whistled to bring her back, and she did come back, but what was she into? Some of the e-bike models that I've looked at are made for doing just what I'm talking about. Going out on a trail in the woods, hauling a little trailer or hauling your equipment. They've got racks on them. They've got 4-inch wide tires, which is what I would want. And the big help for me in making this decision, the state has a rebate program, like a lot of states, for purchasing new e-bikes. And reading up on it on the state website, they say rebates will cover from 50 to 75% of the cost of a new e-bike. Well, hell, that makes it quite doable. Unlike a riding mower used, they aren't going to pay anything. So that's really a big incentive to get an electric bike. And this year it's going to open up around June 1st. I'm on their mailing list to get an alert when it's time to register for your chance. They say 1,300 awards will be given. In other words, 1,300 people. Oh, come on. Oh, she's way up there. I put the e-collar on her. I'm doing that every day now, just as a matter of course. Leave it on her all day. Take it off at nighttime and keep her under my thumb. So to continue with this rebate program, it sounds like the earliest that I could get or find out or whatever is going to be late July. And it's entirely possible that if I do get a bike, maybe it's going to be mid-October, late October before I actually have it. So summer's gone for all of the uses I could use it for. So that's exciting to think about. My daughter and her husband Josh each got one a month or two ago. They're living in Colorado temporarily. They're coming back to Minnesota. And they just love these e-bikes. Everything I've ever heard from anybody who's had an e-bike is just, wow, what I've been missing. You pedal, put a little bit of effort, and the motor takes over for you. It senses how hard you're pedaling and adjusts its power accordingly. I can't even imagine riding an e-bike that does that. Some of the people who commented on having one say, I didn't think I'd work out anymore or I wouldn't get the exercise. But no, I'm doing at least as much, if not more, because it's such a pleasure to ride. I'll let you know. Huh. I didn't think they would get past my socks. Insley has had her first monthly tick medication. This year I'm doing the oral. Lasts a month. Last year I was using the Serenity collar because all they had 2 years ago available was a 3-month pill. I did that once and she was lethargic for, well, 3 months. And when it was time to do something new, that's when I went into the external tick collar. I don't like the idea of giving her a 3-month pill and discovering after 24 hours that she's having seizures or huge reactions. What are you going to do? You can't take it away from her. Just got to wait it out for 3 months and then never do it again. And apparently that company realized their mistake and made them 1-month pills again. %. I'm thinking rabbit. I heard Insley chewing something. Looked over and she was just happily chewing away on something. I yelled, drop it. I could see the red. And I see there's another one over there. So it's no wonder that Insley throws up. The morning after we've been out, me just walking, and her finding things that will make her throw up early morning, mid-morning, late morning. But that sort of animal eating is going on all the time around us. We don't see it very much. That's how owls and predators eat. That's what rabbits are here for, among other things, making baby rabbits, which will be happening in my yard soon. Leaf feathering down. Sitting here yesterday, contemplating how quiet it was. No wildlife, no geese, no ducks flying in, flying over. Most years by now, it's non-stop action. And that's not exactly satisfactory, especially since the other side, that's not ultimately good either. You want some food, sweet?